Today's episode is brought to you by Dillyco. Are you looking for some cool, comfy pickleball gear and clothes for everyone? Dillyco. Check out today's episode for a special promo code. Hey everybody, welcome to Don't Make Me Come Back There. We are funny podcast family.
Record skipped.
About family. My name is Dustin. Dustin Nickerson. I'm a stand-up comedian, the host of the aforementioned podcast, and alongside me in our state-of-the-art recording studio in downtown La Mesa, above Public Square Coffee, is my lovely co-host, CFO. She's got her big Stanley mug.
I do.
She's got her Joker pants on.
Yep.
Melissa Nickerson.
Hey there.
Producer Andy. We're here. We're into it. I'm hitting a lot of the words on repeat right now. I don't know if this is not enough coffee or too much, but
We'll find out.
we're here, everybody. Thanks for tuning into our little podcast that could hear. Backseaters, welcome back. We have got a lot to get to today. We got a Memorial Day recap. We got a night in L.A. We got some sick people in our house. I want to talk about Starbucks. We got some bingo dingoes. We want to talk about movies. We want to talk about concerts. Will we get to any of that? Who knows? Who knows?
TBD.
But first, before we get to any of that, Mel, you had something you wanted to tell the audience.
That is not true. Yeah.
Come on, yes, and the bit.
It's still May.
It's still May.
It's
still gray.
May gray.
I've got to say.
May gray.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
There's a new one.
I'm fighting off a sneeze. I'll be honest.
There's a new one.
Yeah.
You are fighting off a sneeze.
I am.
Yeah.
Grapefruit.
So hold on for context there. So this is a thing in San Diego, I think specifically. Or I don't know if they do in LA too.
Yeah.
So a lot of people don't know this about our weather here. Actually, two of our worst months of the year are May and June. They're not bad.
They're not.
They're just surprisingly gray,
Cloudy.
gloomy, and cloudy.
Mm-hmm.
So we have a thing called May gray.
Yes.
And we have a thing called
June
gloom,
Mm-hmm.
which, by the way, just means there's like 7 cloudy days. And we're like,
Yeah, it doesn't get sunny till 1.
it burns off. But the new one is
Grapefruit.
Grapefruit.
Gray April.
Stop.
And then I also learned this one, July Fry.
Right.
It's not even hot.
It's
in
not even
July.
hot. Yeah. Now, I'll give you August.
You're right.
August? Lately, October?
October is so weirdly the hottest month of the year in Southern California.
It is so
It's
confusing.
fire season, for
it's
one.
so confusing to live in San Diego in September and October and then like travel to like the Northwest.
Mm-hmm.
And all I can do is like pack tank tops.
Yeah.
And then what I need is like rain jackets and fleeces. And I'm like, I got rid of all those.
Yeah.
They don't exist.
A Wednesday, Thursday tradition for me is asking Siri what the weather is where I'm going this weekend, because I do, and that's what I am. I do have to have I have a more
Versatile.
variety of clothes than you for that reason.
Well,
but it is funny when
yeah.
you live in Southern California, and if you're like going cold somewhere for the winter, you're like, I have to buy a whole new wardrobe. I don't have pants. I haven't.
Well, and May has been confusing.
Yeah.
Because this weekend was fairly overcast and windy, and so then I don't know, it was a whole thing.
Windy. You know you have a good climate.
I
You're like, it was
know,
kind of
it's
windy. It's a little windy.
I'll stop. I'll
But
just
it's
stop.
nice. But it's nice.
Listen, I'll hear everyone who doesn't want to live in California. I get it. As someone who lives here, I get it. It's, maybe you don't like the liberal politicians. It's super expensive. We have rattlesnakes. We have black widows, and that's just the people who live in Orange County. Hey-oh. Sorry. But also, there is, you can, the weather comes at a cost. A literal cost for one. But also, to your point in October, we also burn once a year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're like a marshmallow stick. How after at the end you're like, hey, I gotta get these crusties off. We'll just put it back in the fire. We all got tan. We had a nice treat right here, but now go burn it all down. And then you're like, and you just hear about it, and you're like, it's fine, right?
Yeah.
It's fine, right?
It's kind of, the whole time you're cooking a marshmallow, it's kind of like the entire year.
Yes.
It just feels like it takes forever to finally get it. You're like, I'm warming it up. I want to get it nice and golden. Then just death.
Yeah, and then it burns.
And it
Yeah,
burns.
then it burns. California.
The Natural History Museum here in San Diego, they have a whole display about how San Diego burns every year.
Yeah.
And it's like the cycle of the fire. And the fire cycle. And the kids are all like checking it out. It's just like torched trees. Yeah. And you're like,
and then it's,
all the wildlife's running.
Yeah. And that's part of being a child. One of the staples of childhood is adults introducing a new thing that you're not sure how scared you should be of.
Sure.
Such as fires, earthquakes, natural disasters, or our daughter's current one right now.
Global warming?
No.
Oh.
Meteors.
Mm.
She's like, what's a meteor shower? Is a meteor going to hit Earth? Is that what killed the dinosaurs? She's been asking me a lot about meteors, and you're like, I don't remember.
You're like, Pluto's not a planet anymore.
Right. But then it was, and then it was, and back and forth, and you're like, Pluto is like the non-binary of the planets. It's I don't right. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I was going to say something, but I'm not.
I didn't mean that as it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's clearly not an insulting joke on anybody.
No.
Yeah.
All the other planets are just mad because they're like, you're not a planet. I don't know
Yeah,
what
exactly.
you
And Pluto,
I am.
Pluto is like, I'm whatever I am, man.
are. Deal with it.
Deal with it.
I am what I am.
Yeah. All right, that might go on stage. Pluto. That's pretty funny. But yeah, I don't. Gosh, it's so hard to be a parent because your kid asks you questions that you used to know the answer to.
And it's changed.
And then, well, maybe it's changed. But also, you just don't remember, man. You just like, I haven't been in fourth grade in a long time.
Well, you don't learn that stuff again.
No.
That's kind of...
Yeah.
It's like good to learn.
Yeah.
But then if you don't remember it, you just got to Google it.
Yeah. And you're like,
but also science changes.
Yes.
So that's like...
Yeah.
Like my son was
like the vaccine. Go, Mel. Come on.
No.
That was what Melissa wanted to say.
No.
Everybody. Mel has gotten unvaxxed. It's it's a very advanced procedure where they can pull it out of your body. It's crazy. It's very intrusive. It's worse than reversing a vasectomy. It is a lot of work to get to get unvaxxed.
It's the
but I did it.
Some of those folks are silicon mining people now to get the chips out.
Yes.
Sell those on the market.
It's much worse than anything that the vaccine could have given you to risk getting unvaxxed. But Mel is a woman of conviction, and so has gotten unvaxxed.
What I was going to say was that Joel asked me if he bought a bottled smoothie. And he was like, "This is healthy, right?" And I was like, I mean, it was mostly apple juice.
Yeah.
But it was like 10 apples in here, and I was like, I mean, it's the fruits from the sugars from fruit.
Yeah. This is another thing that parents get to say.
Just drink it.
This is a thing that I say.
You run like 40 miles a week.
I mean, that's the key.
And you're 17.
Kids.
Your metabolism couldn't be higher.
100%. Kids, we say this to our kids all the time. This is a staple of parenthood. Where a child asks you,
is a panini healthy?
And you go, for you.
Yes.
Yeah. You can have that.
Yeah.
I can't have that. But you also have a glass of milk with dinner. I'm fine. If I need calcium, I will take a supplement. I'll just put that in there and be like, sure. That's what I need, right? That's good for the bones. Go get my glucosamine. That's the kids with bagels are a good example of that. I'm like, you can have a bagel. A bagel is a treat for me.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Bagel with cream cheese, asleep by 11. You want to crash hard at work? Carb up for breakfast. Bagels. The official fall asleep at your work desk. Great. Real good.
They're so good. Yeah.
Anyways, everybody, thanks for tuning into our podcast. We're feeling young today, free, spry.
I got about
agile.
3 more weeks.
3 more weeks till what?
Till I turn 40.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mel.
Maybe 4.
Mel is. I switched the old bit I told this to Mel. Is that
last month?
40s. You went. Your 30s, you're almost old. Your 40s, you're almost young.
There you go. Mm-hmm.
You can sense it. You remember it. It wasn't that far away. No. You're like, I remember when I could run to catch a crosswalk,
And not worry about falling.
Yeah.
No, that sounds like a hazard.
Yeah. Yeah.
I go down.
Yeah.
And the light turns green.
That. Yeah. Because what if I get in there and my knee goes out mid-crosswalk?
Yeah, that's a whole scene.
Yeah, I can't. Now I can't. And that's just a lot of that. You're like, oof.
You're like, my life insurance won't kick in.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember about 18 months ago, the last time that I got on a trampoline. 30s is almost old and 40s is almost young. It wasn't that long ago. It was last season. 40s is your entire your brain just constantly like a TV show going previously on Young. You slept well. Previously on Young, you were regular.
You could eat bagels.
Yeah. Previously on Young, you didn't carry Pepto.
The last time I was on a trampoline and I did a flip.
Yeah.
Because we both used to do that when we were young. I felt like all my sinus cavities and my teeth, my teeth were like, yeah, this one hurts. But I was upside down. And my head was like,
oh man,
stop doing that.
When I jump into a pool with my kids now, I'm trying to plug everything. I can't, I got an ear thing. It gets clogged in the ears now. It didn't do that when I was younger, but it's always getting clogged in there. And then I got to do that thing for a while, and I don't want it up my nose. I can't.
I feel like in your 40s, you start thinking more about what you lose versus what you gain.
Well, what you gain is weight.
Yeah.
That's what you gain, for sure. Yeah. That's the given. So.
Lost dignity, gained weight.
Mm-hmm. Lost a lot of dignity, gained a lot of weight, and, gonna start losing parents if I haven't already,
I'm like, should I laugh?
Laugh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah,
Okay.
no, I mean,
Right.
it's,
lost a parent, gained a dog.
Yeah.
Another one.
Yeah, anyways, but hang on to this, Mel.
So our daughter, we have a family group text, and our middle child texted us this screenshot of her friend going, Gloria, I have 2 bearded lizards. Or not lizard.
Dragons.
Bearded dragons.
But they are lizards, so that was a totally normal, yeah.
I have 2 bearded dragons. I need to get rid of one of them. I can't take care of it. I trust you. Would you like a bearded dragon?
First off.
And she texted that to us huh? Can we get a bearded dragon?
Andy's interested.
And?
No. We passed.
Did you pass?
We have 2 cats and a bunny. Are you trying to get a bearded?
My 10-year-olds wanted a bearded dragon for a very long time.
Okay.
So if it's a free bearded dragon, I mean.
Oh, man, we're doing
We
work
got a good
here.
home.
Rhodes, you don't know what's coming, buddy.
But listen, don't tell them how many of Andy's pets die in the wild in the backyard.
Yeah, we're
Circle
just
of
gonna
life.
throw it in with the bunny cage.
It'll be
They
nice.
don't even have to watch Lion King in your house. They live it.
Yeah, they really do.
They just hold up the new bunny.
Well, as far as gaining, we're like, we don't have any room for one more pet. And
Yeah, we don't have the land that you have there in the back. Also renters.
Yeah.
Well, it's because like when you're coming up on like some travel and our family is taking advantage of your work and we're hitting the road with you a couple times, and so you're like stacking up the vet care, the animal care.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh no, this is another vacation, sending the cats and bunny on a vacation. So we don't need any more pets.
No.
No more.
I
No
don't need
more.
any more. I got a hutch. I clean. I don't need another. I don't need a. What are they called?
Foreign.
Responsibility.
Yes, but what do the lizards live in?
An aquarium.
An aquarium.
Like
Yeah.
A terrarium.
Yeah, I don't need one of those to clean.
It was like a heat lamp and a
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
But Andy does.
Yeah.
Andy
Do lizards smell?
They
can if you don't
We have a
clean.
desert tortoise too, so it's
Yeah.
just really we're just replicating a
Yeah.
system we've already
Andy's
familiar
ready.
with.
He's ready for this.
It's an easy ad. It's
You're
like
ready
our
to
third-
go.
It's
I'm
like
not-
our fourth child. It was
Yeah.
just like this is already.
We're already
already
in
set
this
up.
mode. Yeah.
It's another lizard.
Yeah.
Yes.
What's another lizard? Is so funny. They said that about their child. What's another lizard?
that is a thing. There's articles about how having 4 kids is the same as having 1 kid.
Well, I mean, we went to. I will not agree with that. I will not even. I will agree. I will agree that 2, 3, and 4 are similar. But I will not give you 1 and more. To me, yeah, I don't. I don't want to go on this rant because I know some people can only have 1 kid. So I don't mean to downplay. I don't want to shame anyone for that. 1 kid. It's 1 kid is a dog. Like, like it's, I mean, obviously it's more care than a dog, but it gets so much love. 1 kid receives so much love that it doesn't fit in society very well. A single child has received too much love that it doesn't realize that most of the world doesn't care about it. That's how messed up having 1 child is.
Do you remember when we were at that hotel and there was a couple times this happened, is like 1 kid and like 5 adults.
That's what I'm saying.
in
Yeah.
the pool with him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're
Like,
doing
that's
that.
a lot of
yeah.
attention.
You're doing a single child a disservice to think that they're going to find 2 people that care about them. That's crazy. To think that you're going to get 2 people's undivided attention is an insane thing to
But
give
also,
a child.
Sometimes 1 kid families, they kind of just blend into the adults, and the parents kind of just continue like having adult relationships.
Yeah. To me,
And the 1 kid is kind of becomes an adult in the sense that they're just like having dinner parties and bridge nights. and
Yeah.
stuff
Yeah. You get just some single child who's like, I think I'm just going to go read my book of poetry and play some bridge and have some tea and go to bed. It's getting late. It's 8.
Maybe I'll spend some time on the ham radio.
Yes, exactly. It's crazy. To me, I'm telling you, you're doing that child a disservice. If you're going to have 1 kid, for the good of that child, you need to either have another kid or get divorced.
Oh, God.
Just so that child is better suited to know that society does not give a crap about you. You're not going to get that many people to love you, man. It's just not going to happen. It's not going to happen.
Dustin's jealous of singletons.
No, I'm not. I feel a pity for that child that's going to have a great childhood and then get kicked into the adult world. Like, why don't people love me like this? Because that's not the real world, man. 2 people don't care about you in this world. They don't. They don't, not to 100%. You need divided parents who are split on other kids.
Uh-huh.
You need a parent who loves you but also calls you the wrong name sometime. That's what you need to exist in society, because that's what your boss is going to be like. That's what your teacher's going to be like. That's what's
Your roommate.
your roommate's going to be
partner.
like.
Yeah.
You know?
You gotta diversify your love.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Enter youth theater.
Anyway. Well, we're going to talk about that in a little bit. Anyways.
Fight for the stage time.
Yeah. Truly. Dance, child. Earn your love from me. Because that's
Home runs at
yeah.
Little League.
You want to be
Come on.
you want to be successful in this world? Stand out. Shine. Anyways, guys, I got some upcoming tour dates. This weekend, I'm going to be in Des Moines, Iowa for 3 shows at the Funny Bone. And then after that, I'm going to Florida. Now, Florida, we've had a switch on dates here.
Florida.
So that song sucks. I love Florence and the Machine, and Taylor Swift is fine to me. Like, I don't have a strong opinion on Taylor Swift one way or the other. As I've said many times, Taylor Swift's not for me. It was never geared for me. That song is bad.
I know, but I can't stop singing it when you
It's
mention
bad.
Florida. Yeah.
It is not a good song.
It's on her new album.
I don't like to make the habit of publicly bad-mouthing or critiquing art that people make. I love one of those artists, and I'm fine with the other one. That song is bad. It's really bad. It's
you have go listen to it.
I actually think that if they said something other than Florida there, it might be a decent song. But I don't think
it is too mismatched.
Yeah,
we're talking about a timeshare in Destin, Texas.
Yeah,
and burying bodies.
Yeah,
in Florida.
Florida is a punchline. There's nothing like that's what I don't like. You can't take if somebody says Florida, they don't take it seriously.
Someone's haunted.
Yeah,
those are the 3 themes of the song, and then Florida is the chorus.
Florida.
It's one heck of a drug.
I can feel Florence going, I hope this sells tickets for us. This is
you really think this is gonna work?
Yeah,
this is my next Shake It Off.
It's a good collab for us. So,
oh no, wait, dang it! Taylor
What?
Swift had Shake It Off.
Yes.
Florence
no, they both
had
did. No,
Shake It Off, Shake It Off.
Yeah, they both had Shake It Off. Yeah,
That's right.
that was what they had in common. They both had Shake It Off songs.
Yeah.
And now
they should have just collabed that.
Yeah.
Just mashed that up together.
I wish they would shake that song off. I wish they would shake Florida. Because, man, that song is a tough listen. That is a tough listen.
Be sure to deep dive on the lyrics.
Oh, gosh. Anyways, I am going to be in Florida. Naples, Off the Hook Comedy Club, June 6th. And Dania got moved. So Dania Beach was going to be on Sunday. We got moved to the Friday. So now I'm going to be at the Improv at Dania Beach on June 7th, and then the Tampa Bay Improv on June 8th. That's a matinee show. That's a 4 p.m. show. So, and then after that, June 14th through 16th, Mic Drop Comedy Club here in San Diego.
Woo.
Can't go back to San Diego. Underrated Blink song, because that was the era without the other guy in it. So, and then July, we've got Rosemont, Chicago, Huntsville, Nashville, Fort Wayne, August, Atlanta, Charleston, Asheville, Charlotte, Omaha, San Antonio, Houston, Addison, Texas, and then the rest of the fall, Tacoma, Milwaukee, Boston, Appleton, Austin, Louisville, Salt Lake City, Oxnard, Raleigh, Oklahoma City, Tulsa, and Spokane. Dates to be... Oh, Oxnard just got added in there. So Santa Barbara, Oxnard area is 11, 1, and 2. I think it's on...
I don't know if you got Nashville in July in there. I don't know.
Nashville's in July.
Yeah, it's in July.
Check it out. Other dates to be added by the end of the year are Bakersfield. I don't remember the other ones. It doesn't matter. I'll tell you I'm gonna have them. Yeah. But I do know I don't know. I think they might be on sale now. This might be on sale now. The punchlines are really weird about they're like I got a strict 90-day thing. And that's fine. Okay. You know what? They're 2 of the best clubs in the country. Run the way that you want to run. But August 22nd through 24th, I'm so excited. I'm doing my first weekend at the San Francisco Punchline. Top 5 club in the country. My favorite city. I mean, San Francisco and Chicago are my favorite cities in America. I love them so much. And so 22nd through 24th in San Francisco. Mm-hmm. And then 25th, Sacramento, which might be, it's one of my favorite comedy cities in America. collectively, City and Comedy City at Chicago. That's, just the best of the best. So good. Anyways, it's going to be fun. I think those are on sale soon. Florida.
I know. I did it. I brought it up.
Terrible. Let's do a little weekend recap here, Mel.
Okay.
Let's see here. Friday night, it was a weird weekend because we weren't sure if Joel was going to make it to state.
Yeah.
He had an incredible track season. He came just short of making it to state.
Yeah.
California, hard state to make it to state.
Especially in Division I.
In Division I. Joel's high school has 2,400 students.
Yeah.
That's one high school. Yes. It's a lot of students.
Very big.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's so many students. And anyways, so big high school. He didn't. So anyways, bad story long. He didn't make it. Friday, so I was off for the weekend. And I was like, we got to figure out some spots or whatever. I'll do some. I was like, so I'll stack them on Saturday and Sunday. I'll do Sunday in San Diego and then LA Saturday, which I'll talk about in a second. But Friday, I just was off. And I had in my mind, I was like, I'm going to hang it. I'm going to see who wants to watch Godzilla -1 with me because it's supposed to be incredible. And I want to see it. And newsflash, guys, it's not a big deal that I'm gone on the weekends because nobody wants to hang out with me anyways. Nobody wants.
Why do you think I do all the laundry on Friday night?
You do. Mel's Friday. When I'm gone, Mel gets up, gets the kids to school, lifts weights.
Yeah.
Crunches the tax numbers and the booking, earns her CFO keep.
Yes.
And then does laundry for 72 hours.
Yes.
And continues to chauffeur. Yeah.
Said children.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mel also wears like gardening gloves to lift weights with. And I was like, they have weightlifting gloves. It's very funny.
I got a used barbell. And it's not comfortable to touch.
Yeah. Well, Mel. So Mel was a fitness class instructor for a few years.
5 years.
5 years.
Yeah.
Body pump.
Yeah.
And she got some gear. She's like, I'll do these workouts at home.
Yeah, I have all of the ones I taught
well,
on my phone.
Because you were getting paid to do squats.
Yes.
For a while and work out, and you're like, I'm gonna continue this at home. So we have our backyard has some TRX bands, some kettlebells, and then you've got your stuff, and it's but you won't get weightlifting gloves, so you just use our gardening gloves. Which, by the way, Mel on Amazon 5 years ago ordered 500 pairs of. We have boxes full of gardening gloves.
That happens. Actually, it was you.
Was it?
You did that.
Yeah, that checks out. I received that.
On Amazon, you can accidentally buy like 100 or something. And
you're like, I'll go through these eventually.
Sometimes you don't buy 100, but they send you 100. That happened to me.
Yeah.
With
gardening gloves?
Anyway, this is not exciting, but that is what I usually do on Fridays. And our youngest had a play. So we all went Thursday to the preview. We went Thursday to the play. And then I volunteered in the green room all weekend because I thought you might be out of town with our son. And,
right.
And then, yeah.
Yeah. And we'll go back to recap in a second, but I'm going to say this right here. Parents, embrace your theater kid. They're awesome. It's so great. It's so wholesome. It's amazing. Like... they have like a great community. They have nice volunteers. They all get close. They all cry at the end. It's like youth group with a play. They're musical. They're all so supportive. Like older kids are nice to the younger kids. There's very little bullying, as far as I can tell.
No, they're polite. They say thank you. They're like by the end of the weekend, they're all hugging. They love each other.
Yeah.
So kind. Yeah.
Yeah.
This was like 90 kids.
Yeah.
8 to 18. And the teenagers are like kind of like mentors and like assistant directors. But they're very encouraging.
Again, I get the apprehension. Parents, if you're not a theater person, I know you're scared. I know you see this world and you're like, I don't understand it. I don't know. Is it weird? Yes, but it's a good weird. That's my definition of the theater kid. It's a good weird. And it's okay to be weird. Are you going to hate the songs of Annie. Yes. For 3 months, if you hear the song come out or New York or any, you're gonna like,
Your
I
ears
can't.
will bleed.
You're gonna want to stab a little redhead. Yes. For 3 months.
She played those songs for 9 months.
For 9 months. It's so good for that kid. It's so healthy for them.
Yeah.
They're so loved. They're so cared about.
They're learning harmonies. They're learning choreography.
Yes, they're dancing. They're learning confidence. They're learning to
Yeah.
speak on stage. They're memorizing stuff. We have a kid with ADHD that's memorizing stuff. This is not easy to do. Theater, it's a good weird.
So this
Clip it.
This is our daughter's third musical, and it was what is it?
Adam's Family Jr.
Adam's Family Jr. And it's surprisingly funny. It's a funny play.
Yeah. Which I don't think it's surprising. Adam's Family's always been comedy. The TV show was comedy. The movies were comedy. Wednesday was the only one that wasn't and Wednesday had moments.
But plays a role.
But plays a role, yeah.
It's the deadpan, dry character.
That's
and
true, yeah.
Something that feels zany and
Yeah.
off the wall.
Oh my God, I'm so excited about the new Beetlejuice.
Oh,
I knew nothing.
I can't wait so much. I'm so excited.
I haven't watched the trailer yet.
You've never watched
it's a
the
good
movie.
time.
Yes, I have. I watched it with you.
Thanks. It's great.
Yeah.
I can't wait so much because it's going to be the right amount of Beetlejuice. Because I was talking to you about this before. The Beetlejuice had the famous story where Beetlejuice isn't in it very much because they didn't realize how good he was going to be.
Yeah.
Because it was such a, and I've heard Michael Keaton talk about, he's like, I did not understand this role. I did not. And then he took a big swing and hit a giant home run. And a lot of the movie is like improvised and stuff. When he kicks the tree and it falls over, and nice fucking model.
Yeah.
The tree wasn't supposed to fall over. And so he does that's a total improv line, which might be the funniest line of the movie. Model. What tree wasn't supposed to go down? Michael Keaton's by far my favorite actor, and it's not close, and it has been. He's also my Batman. It's all. And the nice thing about Beetlejuice is you're not like, when he came back as Batman, you're like, yeah, this dude's in his 70s. Is Beetlejuice, he's supposed to look dead anyways. He's covered up. He hasn't gained that much weight. Michael Keaton looks fantastic.
Yes.
You know, he doesn't look that much different. You know?
like him in his age. He had that show on Hulu. That was drama. It was great.
Michael Keaton is why I refuse to get hair plugs. If
Yeah,
Batman
own
can
it.
bald, who am I not to? Also, they're classist. But, you know, I'm not going to get on that rant right now. That's not for now. Mateo's look great, though. Gosh. Mateo Lane. He this is the name of his special.
That's how you write off your hair plugs. I'm kidding.
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
Mateo just got an incredible tattoo. Jay Jordan and Mateo are big comic book fans, and Mateo just got one. I sent it to Joel. It's Storm right here, and then Poison Ivy on this side. It looks great. But anyways, we rewind.
Theater kids. Yeah.
Was it Mateo, or was it just on Mateo's stories? I don't know. I don't think Mateo's listening to this. I hope he is. I'm a big fan. Once in a while, a sponsor comes along that genuinely improves your life. And that's what Dillyco has been for us.
Yeah.
Dillyco has gotten us back into pickleball. And by that, I mean me into pickleball. And me back into it, and Mel into it for the first time.
I'm a beginner.
Oh, but you're good.
It's so fun.
It's very
fun.
fun. It's very fun, and it's nice to go out with little paddles and shirts and gear that you like and you feel good in.
We've done some doubles with all sorts of different people in our
play
community.
Some public square people. It's great.
We're having a blast.
It's so much fun. And we're thankful to Dillyco for sending us the gear. And I really like the paddles. I've been using pickleball paddles my whole life, and they're very high quality, but they're not too much. It's very accessible. The clothes are good for everybody. They got
Super
some good
comfortable.
tees. It's got the athletic kind of look and feel to it. The hoodie I wear a lot. It's very comfy. I get a lot of compliments on it. A lot of people are like, you play pickleball? But not in like, oh, that guy plays pickleball type way. It's a very delicate art that they do there.
And they have some really fun expressions on the back that like are geared for pickleball. And so if you know the sport, you're going to get it and you're going to like it.
And if you go to Dillyco, you go to their website, links right here in the show notes, and you use promo code Backseater. That's all one word, Backseater. You're going to get, we've upped the discount, 20% off.
Woo!
20% off. Use code Backseater. Go get yourself a little paddle, a little shirt,
Sweatshirt.
little sweatshirt, whatever you need. Dillyco is there for you. So we'll see you on the courts. We're in Dillyco. Dillyco. Theater kids, embrace your theater kid. Wednesday, funny. The play was great.
The play was great.
It was, and so you were green rooming all weekend. Nobody would hang out with me on Friday.
No.
I was just, nobody wants to watch a show with their dad.
That's what I told you. I was like, the last time I watched a movie was on the plane to Seattle in March. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I was going to say September, but it was March. So, yeah, you just got to plan out these movies to watch solo.
Out these movies? Sorry.
Solo movie watching on airplanes.
Yeah, you watched Rocket Man on a laptop in our computer or in our room about 4 years ago while the kids used the TV. That might have been your second.
Yeah.
You watch them in settings and sittings. Like
not in one sitting.
Yeah.
I know.
Like Tires came out and were like 22-minute episodes. Great. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're like about to finish Arrested for the third time we've watched that. And then Brooklyn Nine-Nine just came on Netflix and we never watched that. And you're like, it's great, right?
It's as far as that genre goes, I mean, it's like I enjoy it more than The Office. I mean, The Office is classic, but it's like that show is so good.
Yeah.
On every level. They learned a lot by then, to do things in its cadence and its pacing, and it's amazing.
Great, yeah. So we'll watch that. And but yeah, it's no one will watch a movie with me is what I'm saying.
It's a commitment.
It is a commitment. So on Saturday, though, I did my first, what is I think loosely called the Sunset Hat Trick, which is when you do each club, the big Sunset clubs. So I did the Improv, the Store, and then the Laugh Factory. All fun, good time. It's a nice little LA night.
You were on a Lime scooter, you said?
Oh yeah. So I did my set first I went and had dinner with Keith Johnson, my Heart of the City. Him and I did Kevin Hart's Heart of the City thing years ago, pre-pandemic.
Yes.
Yeah. It was my first real TV credit, and I haven't had that many sets. I meant it to say I was like, and this long list,
and then
they just kept coming. I was pretty sure I was going to be a regular on Corden. I thought that was it. I thought this was my show. I thought I had found my late night show, and then he quit. And then my best friend got the host of the show that replaced it. So maybe that'll be. But anyways, the rewind. So it was fun. So I did my set there, and then the hard part about all of those places is parking. So I went and got to my set at the Store. Had a great set, probably the best set I've ever had at the Store. Had a very Store experience. A lot of the Store regulars were there. Some of my friends like Laura Peak and stuff was great. And then I get there and Eliza's on stage, and you see Marin, and it's a good time. It's a Hollywood night. And then I get on the and then you got to go to the Laugh Factory, and it's too far to walk with the time that I have, but I also driving may or may not actually save me time. But for a while they weren't allowed, but you can Lime scooter on Sunset again. I don't know if you should, but you can. And honestly, later at night is the better time to do it because there are less cars. Because that is not. Like a lot of time you can Lime scooter and kind of half in and out weave sidewalk to road. Yeah. Sidewalk's not an option. Too many people. And they're very clear on, they give you warnings. They're like, stay off the sidewalk. You're going to kill someone. We don't want you can kill yourself on the road. But,
And you also saw that robot, the advertising robot.
They're all out there delivering. The little, I posted that it's delivering something.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
They're
little Uber.
They're little. Yeah, they're delivering food.
Nice.
I don't know if it's nice. You see it and you're like, Is that okay? Society?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah. You're like, well, Black Mirror.
Yeah. Like that should have been someone's job,
Next thing
right?
you know, it's arresting me.
Yeah. Before you committed the crime. Minority Report.
That's it.
We know you're gonna. What? No. Anyways, so that was fun. I had to drive 2 hours to see a friend because no one in my home wanted to hang out with me, and I had to go out. I had to go find some people that loved me on stage because no one at home did. And then I did a set here on Sunday, and then yesterday we had like a good. We had a all-American family Memorial Day. We grilled some steak and some hot dogs, and we roasted s'mores. We listened to some country music, which we turned off because then it got a little too modern. We just did like the Memorial Day like playlist, like what's this? And it started off with your standard like Bruce Springsteen, which is so funny. They always play Bruce Springsteen and like CCR on this, and like, because they say America in there, and you're like, listen to the song, man. Listen. Born in the USA is not a pro-USA song.
Yeah. Bruce has been canceling America for 40 years.
So is John Fogerty.
Yeah.
This is not.
It's on every playlist.
It ain't me. It ain't me. This is an guys, skim the lyrics. This is not Kid Rock. Anyways. But it was great, right? It's a good Memorial Day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was kind of sick last week, so
yeah,
coming out of that, and then all my volunteering.
Yes. Yeah, that's true. You're like, what? Our listeners are like, why don't you just go volunteer with Melissa? Fair point. Fair point. I'll receive that, and you are correct.
The drama kid, the volunteering, you just have to be there. That's it. It's a body count thing.
Yeah.
Like there needs to be an adult in this room, and you're like, I will be that adult in this room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're right. Yeah. And
so,
just another positive adult in their life, man.
That's right.
Embrace the theater kid. It's a good weird. That is like, there is a lot of parental involvement in those.
Yeah.
Mel also learned, get off that costume committee. Mel was on the costume committee last time, and that was a mistake.
That is a different level of involvement.
Yeah.
Green room. My friend, our friend Joe, he always ushers, and he does that because then he can watch the play for free.
Smart. Usher's a real smart move because you get everyone sat, and you're like, "Hi, I'm done here."
But I like green room.
Yeah,
I like being backstage, but not. There's the real backstage. They're moving the sets and wearing all black, and they got headphones. I just like green room.
I will tell
it's
you,
just chaotic, and then everyone gets on stage.
You know who loves me is theater ushers. I get a lot of compliments from the ushers, the ones who are like old people who aren't there for the artist. Especially when I was touring with Tay, because Taylor may be the very best comic on the planet right now. Every skill, I've said this before, Taylor is a generational talent.
Yes.
And but if you're like a 70-year-old person hanging out in the lobby, theater attendant, they're like, who is this? What is she talking about? What are these apps she speaks of?
Like an appetizer?
Yeah. I don't understand the words she's saying. Why is she being negative about her father? Who would ever disrespect their father? But then I'll come out and they'd be like, we just loved you so much.
Thank you so much for coming to our city.
Yeah, and I'd be like, I might have the wrong demo. My demo is dead in 15 years, unfortunately. I may have made a bad career choice.
Tell your kids about me.
Yeah.
They will.
Yes, they pass the along. I've told that people before.
You know how kids love a recommendation from their parents.
Yes.
In their 70s.
But I do get a lot of that. I've said this before. This happens very regularly when I would tour with Taylor. People would come back and they would bring their parents to my show. They would be like, I liked him, but my dad would really like him. So I'd get all these daughters bringing their fathers and moms for a birthday. Great.
It's great.
Keep them coming.
I love it. Mm-hmm.
Florida next weekend.
Mm-hmm. The more, the merrier.
The more, the merrier. Bringing families together.
You should start doing magic for children, just 5 up top.
5 magic up top.
And then you can get a whole family.
Okay.
Yeah. Level up that family-friendly experience.
Yeah. Maybe some juggling.
Just become a clown.
Yes.
A 2 p.m. clown show.
Yeah, maybe get some animals involved. Old people love an animal show. Old people love...
Bring in a reptile guy.
Yeah.
Bearded dragons.
Yeah.
A reptile guy.
No, they want tricks. They don't... No. Not Jesse. Jesse's like a good day. Jesse, our reptile guy, is fantastic.
Yeah.
Old people want you to be doing something borderline immoral to that animal. Old people want to see a snake and a mongoose fight. Old people want to see an animal be trained to do something that it shouldn't be trained to do.
A crocodile on a trampoline.
Yes. Just to show old people are like, we won World War II and make that dolphin flip.
It's a different time.
Boomers want us to win a world war and then see some greyhounds race. Not the
and
bus.
And live in a cul-de-sac.
The dog. And live in a cul-de-sac in a 4-story home. With with limited minorities in the community.
Many gated entrances.
Yeah, many gated entrances because they don't have the work ethic that are, right, Mel? Anyways, Mel had an announcement.
No!
Mel's with it. You know why you got sick? Because you got unvaxxed. Take that vax out of me.
It came with risks.
Listen, we were on the rails for a good chunk of this episode. A good chunk of this episode, we were on the rails. But what are you going to do? We had a couple things we wanted to get to.
Okay.
We're not getting to any of them. I'll tell you what's different about, it's so funny because you were sick and you were like, hey, I should rest and take it easy. And the teenage boy was like, I'm going to the beach.
Yes.
Our teenage boy is also sick. He's on Mucinex, but, that's not good for the vibes.
His friend, they ate out for lunch and dinner, and then his friend has the same cold as him and was puking at 11 p.m. So thankfully Joel held it down, but it was rough. He's like, I just suddenly started coughing. You're sick.
Sunrays is the master of vibes.
Yeah.
Really is.
100%.
Submit yourself to that and it will clean you up.
Yep.
I
think he's finally on the recovery.
I think he's on the mend too.
Yeah.
I think you're right. It's, but he did nothing to expedite that process.
He's like, I can't sleep. I'm going to get up and thrift.
Yeah, he got up at 6 a.m. to go thrift, and you're like, okay. He got his Depop back, which is great. But it's, I don't know. You can't. You missed this
young,
last night.
So he'll just, find a way.
Yeah.
His immunities will get him there.
Oh, he'll be fine. Yeah. He's, he rebounded nicely. He was sick for 4 days, and it affected his schedule in no way whatsoever. None. He's like, well, I'm sick, but it's a 3-day weekend.
Yeah.
I'm not lame. I'm sick, but I'm not lame. I'm sick, but I'm still cool. I think you missed this last night, so you might have heard it because where the conversation happened was in the hallway. So he was sick, and then he had a bunch of homework last night. So Joel's normal job is to do the dishes. He gets paid to do the dishes. And yesterday was a big dishes day. It was Memorial Day. We'd grilled. Everybody had a big family dinner. And we had an extra guest over.
7 people's dishes.
7 people's dishes. There was a lot of stuff out, and so I did the dishes for him, and while you showered, because you wanted to look nice for the pod today, which is nice, and you had an essay to do. So I finished doing the dishes, and I noticed that during the time that I was doing his dishes, he sent me an Instagram reel, and I was like, that's not ideal. You're doing, I'm doing your chore for you right now. You're supposed to be doing homework, but okay, I'll let this go. And then I finished, and I'm like getting ready for bed, or like you had gone to bed at that point, and I'm like about to go to bed. I'm finishing watching a recap of the playoff game or whatever. And he's like, all right, so I think I'm going to hop on the game for a little while. Like, he's going to game. And I was like, okay, Joel, like, that's a little bit of a punk move. I didn't say punk. Because you are sick and you told us how much homework you had. Mm-hmm. And I did your chore for you. And you sent me an Instagram reel while I was doing your chore for you. It seems like you had a window to do this. And he's like, oh, like, my bad. And he's like, I think I'll just get on for like a little while. And I was like, again, you should probably just go to bed. That would be the right thing to do because you're sick. And we went out of our way to accommodate you in this setting right here.
But also he slept in so late, he probably wasn't tired yet.
That's what he said. Mm-hmm. He's like, yeah, I go, but if you take that nighttime med right now, that NyQuil, you will be asleep soon.
Right.
I promise.
Yeah.
That'll knock you out. But I don't know. What is your play on that? You've always been much lighter on him than me because he's our firstborn and you've always shown him a lot of favoritism. And you're harder on the girls and I'm harder on the boy. And so you constantly defend him and you always take his side anytime I'm hard on him. Okay. So what is your take on this? Mel's denying none of this, by the way. He's my firstborn.
Well, like 6 months ago, we were kind of like, we can't like, he does have screen time.
Yeah.
But we were kind of like, he has to self-regulate to some degree.
He's 17, yeah.
You know?
He drives.
If he gets... Like, you're like, what's the basis? Like, are your grades okay? Are you helping around the house? You know. Mm-hmm. But, yeah, I get where that's annoying, for sure. And I do think you should read the room and not send Instagram reels when your parents doing your chore for you.
While you're doing your homework.
Yeah.
Which I know, like, kids with homeworks these days, they kind of graze homework. You know, it's like, I need my phone for music. Well, your phone is every distraction in the world right there.
Yeah. I know. And,
you need to get that ham right here.
You also are like, you're going to have to deal with this distraction in your pocket your whole life.
Yeah.
So, you know, I can't be the only one who's taking it away. Or, you know what I mean? Like, so you want them, you know, if they're like off at college or something, you're like, figure out your work style, but you got to get the work done. And
listen, I would love an adult to limit my screen time.
Yeah.
I could use some help.
I mean, kids like teens and young adults can pull all-nighters. Their bodies can do it.
Yeah.
You know, so who are you to limit them doing that? You know?
You know.
Or like with ADHD.
Previously on Young.
Like you work well under pressure. Yeah. Or with a deadline.
Yeah.
And
you remember that? Remember being young? Of just being like,
cramming?
I'll just do an all-nighter tonight. And a lot of time you wouldn't sleep the next day until the next time to go to bed. You did that. I
only did it once. Like a full all-nighter.
Well, one of my favorite, I have many favorite Melissa memories. You know, you're everything to me. But one of my absolute favorites is your London. So Mel goes, you went LA to London? You drove up to LA. Walk me through the day. Yeah.
I think
this is Mel's first time. Well, not your first time in London.
So I got, so your dad got in like Thursday or Friday.
You went up the night before. I did you the Weston parking situation.
That's right.
Little LA hack here, guys.
Yeah.
If you're gonna fly, if you gotta fly in, or if you gotta park, The Westin in LA has a really good park and save situation where you can park your car at their hotel and they'll shuttle you to the airport.
Yeah.
And it's actually pretty affordable.
And it's a huge hotel.
Yeah. So you did that.
So I flew out of LAX, I think, on Saturday.
Yes.
And then I flew to London.
12-hour flight.
Yep. And then I got driven to the hotel you guys were at.
Yes.
And
No, you went to the venue first, didn't you?
You're right.
Yeah, you went straight to the venue.
That sounds right.
Yeah.
Because you guys were, I think I put my bags in the hotel.
Okay, you went put your bags in the
and
hotel.
Then, the whole time you're like, oh, you're probably going to crash. Or
Yeah. Because it was going to be.
dinner.
Yeah. You're going to, because you kind of were, because you didn't drive to the venue with us, right?
No.
Yeah. You got to the venue later. And it was evening, so you kind of were justified to crash at that point. Because I was like, actually might be a decent time because it's like 7, 8. But that drive from Heathrow into the city is like an hour plus. It's like JFK. It's a huge pain. Mm-hmm. And so you get the car in, and then you get to the venue.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it's like Friday night. I've been in London a couple times. I'm like, it would be fun to hang out tonight. You know, it's London. Mm-hmm. And you say to the runner, Reese, our boy, he's like, do you guys need anything? And you're like, go get me a coffee from McDonald's. Because that was the only thing I went. I was like, yeah.
Well, because
they'll stand up.
2 shows. Second one was at 9.
Yes.
And he got a McCafe at like 10:30 p.m.
London's finest.
London. Yeah. Yeah, I did it.
Yeah.
I mean, those are fun.
Fast forward 4 hours later, Mel's having a cigarette on the street. I'm just kidding. When in Rome.
That little neighborhood is really cool. And
Oh,
the
my gosh.
lights
You rule.
and it's fun.
Yeah.
Yep. I know.
Mel still rules, everybody. Previously on Young.
Previously on Young.
All right, everybody. Thanks so much.
Bye.
Have a good week. Hey, folks, we want to give a special shout out to our Essential as Oils patrons. That is our $25 a month and up patrons. Thanks so much for being a part of this podcast. Thanks, guys. Those people are
Averill Griffith.
Adam Bush,
Allison Nelson.
Andy and Darlene Girton,
Bonnie Galindo.
Brandon Schoenberger,
Carrie Teague.
Christopher and Bridget Finlan,
Code to Grow.
Courtney Eibling,
Damaris Diaz-Stevens.
Daniel Owens,
Dave and Melissa Cox.
Dave Hoagland,
Dustin Daly.
Jason and Francis White,
Jessica Hanrahan.
Joshua and Nikki Platt.
Jordan Cowan.
I like when we get the couples. The couples are fun. I mean, everybody else they can get in here too. Juliana Smith,
Lori Amos.
Matt and Sam Slosdom. I got another couple one. I'm getting all the couples.
Michelle Castle.
Again, Nathan and Jennifer Merritt.
Nicole Caroz.
Rachel Wilson, who was one person but has a part, and they came and saw me in Fort Collins. You guys are the best. It's like the 4th time. They always have different merch. They were wearing the dad bod. They had overwhelmed stuff. They are the best.
Rachel Kennedy.
Robert and Nellie Capin.
Stephen Mina.
And Tiffany
Tiffany Payne.
Payne. Thanks so much for being the best, everybody. Bye.
Bye.